Hi, I'm Vince Reed, along with the head coach of the Pennsbury Falcons basketball team, Bill Coleman. And of course, we're getting ready for the season to get underway, and we'll have all those games for you for Pennsbury. And don't forget, you can watch them as well as listen to them on the radio, as we'll stream every game live, home and away for you, that we're going to be doing. Bill, good to see you again.
Thanks for being here, Vince. It's always a pleasure.
As we get set to embark on another season, you know, things are different year to year because you lose some kids. In your case, you didn't lose too many. And the biggest thing is I looked at your ball club and I thought to myself, well, they got a lot of experience last year and you had a lot of them back.
Yeah, we only lost Rob Daly, who was obviously a key part of the run we made 2.5 years ago with Cam McKay and Derek, and played a very big part last year as well. But yeah, like you said, everyone's back. Mark Flagg, Addison Howard, Tyler, and a few other pieces are back for the puzzle. So it's a very exciting year. We're looking forward to it.
I know one of the things, of course, with your ball club this year, as I take a look from last year, is you got off to a tremendous start. You won the first 7 games. I think there was probably, realistically, at least my mind, as I was looking at the schedule that you had, I thought you might lose a couple of those first 7, but they went right through those.
Yeah, we came out of the gate strong last year. We had them right on point. I think, looking at the film and, talking to the guys, I think they got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
And just stopped doing what was required of them and realizing, there's a consistent effort and toughness that's required to win basketball games. And I think that they thought that they were going to coast through it. And it caught up to us.
Right.
So, we've worked on that a lot, talked a lot about it with these guys. And, it's, we'll see what they learned over last year.
Well, I think one of the things last year, as you mentioned, the biggest thing to me was the fact that, they were young and they were winning and maybe winning games that they didn't know how they were going to go, but they won.
Coaching.
And then you get to the point where when you're young like that, you just think almost you're invincible. It's like I can take the floor and I'm going to get a win. But they're young, they're at it yet. They don't realize they didn't have the experience yet.
Well, when you go through a period, an era that we had, that we won a lot of basketball games, and they were part of it, but they were freshmen, or they were 8th graders coming in. They really didn't know what it took.
Yeah.
And, Cam McKay, I keep talking about them. I promised those guys I'll stop talking about them. But, Cam McKay did a lot.
Yeah.
And Derek did a lot. Everyone around them, all those pieces did a lot. And I don't think they realized what it actually took to win basketball games. And we put them in the spots to be successful last year in the first 7 games. And we made as a coaching staff, we were trying to push them through adjustments, but I don't think mentally they were ready to do so.
Yeah.
So you're right, absolutely.
Well, I know this year's team going to be a little different than last year, and one of the things I think is the fact that what you expected anyway, your bigger guys would grow, and I thought maybe when I was coming here today, I was thought to myself, well, I guess by now you got one that'll be 6'8", but you're telling me he's 6'9" now.
Mark's almost 6'9". I mean, he's. I think he was measured the other day for his physical, and if he's not 6'9", he's 6'8 3/4.
Yeah.
So he's pretty close. We have Chad Warren, who's just right behind Mark and the same size, and then you throw in someone like Billy Warren, who moved into the district, who's 6'7". Legit, we're pretty big. And that includes a few other guys that we have as well. So we got some size to us.
Looking at the transfer of Warren to come here and give you some more size and give you even something better inside, has that changed a little bit for you from what you thought before that happened? That maybe you were counting on maybe 2 guys that had maybe that size that would play, and you might have to use maybe 3 guards even. But now you got 3 big guys.
It provides us. It makes us a little bit more of a difficult matchup. Mark is definitely a swing 4. Or a stretch 4, and allows him to bring the ball up and see over presses that we saw last year. And we're very comfortable with that. And Billy's very good at releasing the pressure that we see.
Yeah.
And it allows Chad to roam, offensively. So it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I know you've got the big guys inside, and we always talk about this. And one of the things you always need those little guys. You need the guards that really set things up for you, and that'll be something that you can work out. Plus the fact with 3 big guys, you can have 2 guys on the floor who really can be guys who almost like point guards to set things up.
Yeah, we expect that from Mark. But speaking about the guards, I mean, look at Tyler and Addie have been through through the war last year.
Right.
They're coming back, and we're expecting a lot of them, and them setting up the big guys and being benefactors of what the big guys do. Obviously, Mark's going to see a lot of double teams. Probably Billy Warren will see a lot of double teams, which is going to allow Tyler and Addison open. So it's up to them to prove that to everyone that they can knock down that shot.
We take a look at the season this year. Of course, you don't know until you get started, but you have an idea. You're going to be in the hunt. Abington's going to be in the hunt. From what I've been told and what I saw last year, they tell me that Council Rock South is going to have a really good ball club. But when you look at the league, I think you're looking at Ben Salem improved last year, and they got some guys back. You look at those teams and you say to yourself, it'll be tough as usual. And of course, you have to battle those guys.
The league is going to be very difficult this year. There's no doubt. Derek Wright going over to Council Rock South changes that dynamic.
Yeah.
They had a lot of good pieces back at that particular time last year. Ben Salem has a whole bunch of good guards, and then Abington. Abington's loaded. There's no doubt about it. Their schedule proves it. They're going to test themselves, and they're going to be ready. When we come out of the league play and we get into districts, we're going to be battle tested. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I know that you always try to get some, as really when it comes down to it, the coaches who realize that, you get better playing the good teams out of the league before you get going. No, you always try to do that too.
All the time, ever since we took over. I mean, look, we start with Berks Catholic, then we go to North Penn. We play Abington our third game, and then literally it goes Valley Forge Military Academy, Cheltenham, Chester. We play Hatboro Horsham this year with the kid going to Indiana. We're gonna be tested as we move forward.
Well, that's of course when you expect to have a good team, it's nice to have. We've seen the same thing. I've seen it in football. Galen Snyder has taken on 3 tough games in order to get them ready, and it seemed like when he's done that for a few years, and when he did that, it seemed like they were really ready for the league when they opened up.
Yeah, when you schedule that way, you get to see numerous different ways to defend yourself. How people are going to defend you, what different situations, different styles of play, and it just gets you ready.
You're playing teams like you're mentioning. The biggest thing is your kids find out exactly what it's going to take because they're going to be up against these kids.
Correct.
And then they realize, hey, if some night somebody handles it, they're going to say, hey, we got to do something about this because this is the way this team took us apart.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all about learning, and that's what the great thing about coaching is. There's always a teacher moment at any one particular time during practice, during a game, during a scrimmage like we had yesterday. There's just moments in time where you can just refer back to and say, look, we've already been through this before. You know how to react. Just it's in there. Let's get it out and work on it.
All right. Well, we're going to have some really good games this year, as usual. But I think you're going to enjoy the action this year. You can watch it and listen to it as well. Head coach Bill Coleman of the Falcons, and we'll be set to open them up pretty soon. We're coming right around the corner to getting the basketball season underway.